to Hazard when I was just 7. Even then the folks in town said with prejudiced eyes, and bad boys are right. 3 years ago when I came to know Mary, first time that someone looked beyond rumors and lies, and so the man inside, we used to walk down by the river. She loved to watch the sun go down. We used to walk along the river and dream my way out of this town. I think about my life going by, how it's done me wrong. There's no escape from me this time, all my rescues are gone, long gone. I swear I left her by the river. I swear I left her safe and sound. I need to make it by the river and leave this old Nebraska town.
How's it going, folks? This is Wayne Hart, back with another lesson and an absolute classic today as always. In fact, an 80s classic. We got Richard Marx and Hazard. He's got a new album coming out, so I recently heard him sort of playing this acoustically, obviously plugging his new album on a radio show, and it absolutely blew me away. I think this works brilliantly acoustically. It's not that hard to play even. You know, most advanced beginners could get this one down, this capoed version. It is an amazing song, and when you hear it acoustically, it proves what a great song this actually is. Now, if you do want the chords, the lyrics and the strumming pattern, as always, I'm going to post it up on my Patreon page, so there'll be a link to that in the comments. Also a link in the description, and the way that that works, for as little as a couple of quid a month or however much you want to pledge, you get access to not only this song, pretty much everything I've done over the past 18 months since I set the Patreon page up, and you can print those off to sort of coincide with the lessons, so you've got it all in front of you visually. There's also a lot of stuff to coincide with the technique lessons I've done, the blues stuff, the scale stuff, some stuff that isn't currently up on YouTube, so like I say, go over and check that out. Thanks for your continued support as always. If you are subscribed, thank you very much, and if you haven't already, a further way you could help me out is hitting that little notification bell up somewhere down there. Also, if you want to, please go over and give me a like on social media. So I'm Wayne Hart Guitar on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now also TikTok. As you always say, I'm trying to get down with the kids. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so the song is in standard tuning, but as you can see, you're going to want the capo on the 3rd fret, okay? Just while we're talking about capos, I'd like to plug the G7th Capo company for sending me this custom capo of my choice. Don't know if you can see that, it's got my name inscribed on the top. It's a gold one, so very bling. It was a personal choice, but great, reliable, durable capos these. I've got another one which I've had for the best part of 15 years, and it's never ever let me down. So it's coming up to Christmas, would make the ideal Christmas present. Going to put a link to that in the description if you want to go and check that out. Okay, so we've got the intro. So the chords are going to be an E minor, a D, a G, an A sus2, and then a G to an E minor. Okay, so I'm just going to play that around. So starting on the E minor, D, G, go to the A sus2, G, E minor. Okay, we're going to stay on the E minor into the verse.
My mother came to Hazard when I was just 7. Even then the folks in the town said with D good eyes.
We go to an A sus2,
bad boys not right.
go back to the E minor,
3 years ago when I came to Mary, first time that someone looked beyond the
D chord,
lights.
then this time we go to an A.
So am I inside.
Okay, so I'll just read those chords out again. Basically, you're going to want an E minor, a D, an A sus2. The second time round, we're going to go E minor to a D, and then we're going to do an A major chord. Okay, so that takes us to the chorus. So we're going to start with a C chord. Now, I personally like to play the C chord with a G bass in. So all that is, take a regular C chord, move your third finger to the third fret on the low E string relative to the capo, little pinky third fret on the A string. We're going to go to a G. Now, I like to do a G with my second, third, little pinky third fret on the top E string relative to the capo, and I can get this little embellishment in doing a G sus4. That's just adding my first finger on the first fret of the B string. Then we're going to go back to a C, then an E minor. We go to a C again, a G, quick change to an E minor, a D, a C, and then back to an E minor. Okay, so I'm just going to sing that through so you can see how that gels together. So starting on the C chord. We used to walk down by the river. That little embellishment. She loved to watch the sun go down. We used to walk along the river. E minor and to a D. Dreamed our way out of this town. See a little embellishment on that E minor chord. I like to lift the, I'm doing it with my second and third finger, so I'm just lifting the third finger on and off, doing an E minor 7. Just a nice little embellishment. So then we got this little interlude, which is basically the same as the intro again. We got the E minor, D, G, A sus2, G, E minor. Okay, and then we go into another verse which is exactly the same and another chorus. And then we got this little bridge part after the second chorus. So that's going to be a D chord going to a C, an E minor to a D. We stay on the D, go to a C chord, and then we got this very quick change from a B minor into a C, a G, a D, and then the last chord's an E minor. So I'm just going to sing that through so you can see how that gels together. So I think about my life going by, how it's done me around. There's no escape for me this time, all of my rescues are gone, long gone. Okay. We've got this little interlude that a guitar solo goes over. Basically, it's the verse chords going round. So I'm just going to play that through and then sing that last chorus so you can see how that gels together. So we've got... First time around we go A sus2. We go back to the E minor. Time we go to an A chord, then we're into the last chorus. I swear I left it by the river. I swear I left her safe and sound. I need to make it to the river. And I finish it there on the E minor. Okay, so that just leaves us with a strumming pattern. Now, a strumming pattern that would get you through the song. I, sort of add a few extra things in, but a good guide pattern will be a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that's a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's pretty much all you're going to need. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Hope you all dug that. I personally think that is an amazing song, and it breaks down and works really well acoustically. So, like I say, hope you all dug that. If you got any other requests for any classic 80s songs or anything, you know, 50s to modern day in general that's going to work well on an acoustic or an electric guitar, a lot of you know the drill now. So the easiest way to put your request in is obviously comment in the comments below the video, or if you want to find me a personal message over through those social media platforms I suggested at the start of the video, you're very welcome to. I always reply to messages, but I just always point out that I do get quite a lot of requests, and I do have to hemp it them a little bit. But don't let that put you off. Please do keep your requests coming, because that's what keeps this channel going. And another thing that keeps this channel going, thanks everyone who's subscribed. I'll quickly mention it again. If you are subscribed and you haven't already, please hit that little notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video up and you can keep up to date. The Patreon thing, sorry to keep banging on about it, but if you want the chords, lyrics and the strumming pattern to this to print off, like I say, there's a link to that in the description, also a link in the comments, so go over and check that out. If you don't want to go down that route and you want to show some appreciation and make a small donation, I've got a new feature that's just below the video there, a little thanks link. You can click on that and make it, you know, just a small donation. It's all very much appreciated and goes back in, obviously, to continue making these lessons, so it's very much appreciated. So another way that you could help out, I always say word of mouth is a powerful thing, so if you dig what I do, please like and share my videos, tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, anyone, you know, plays a guitar, please point them in my direction. So that just leaves me to say, whatever time of day it is you're watching, whether it be morning, day, night, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all for a lesson very soon. Take care.